to Kenya, where the Supreme Court in that country has upheld the re-election of President Uhuru Kenyatta following last month's repeat presidential vote. Chief Justice David Maraga said the court dismissed 2 legal challenges to the vote in a unanimous decision by 6 judges. The ruling paves the way for Kenyatta to be sworn in on November the 28th, bringing to a close what has been a divisive and bloody election process. Maraga had in September annulled the results of the August the 8th elections due to irregularities, and it was seen as an historic decision hailed across the globe as an opportunity to deepen Kenyan democracy. But let's get more now on today's ruling. Our correspondent Sarah Kimani joins us live from Nairobi. Sarah, good afternoon to you. So while Zimbabwe is on a knife's edge, the latest coming out of Kenya is that the courts have upheld Uhuru Kenyatta's election victory. What's been the response to that ruling, Sarah?
Well, the response has, like just the election was, has been divisive. In some areas, Kenyans who support Uhuru Kenyatta are celebrating, while in other areas, those who support Raila Odinga have been seen to go onto the streets, barricading roads, lighting bonfires in protest of that Supreme Court ruling. In the last hour, the Electoral Commission has also put out a statement welcoming the decision by the Supreme Court, saying that it goes in line with its mandate of holding free, fair and credible elections, and says that they feel vindicated following the judgment that was delivered on the 1st of September, which said that the Commission committed illegalities and irregularities that forced the Supreme Court to nullify President Kenyatta's August 8th election victory.
All right, and Sarah, from what you've seen today and the response after the ruling, do you think this could deepen further the political and social divides in that country, or what kind of backlash can we further expect from this?
Well, it will depend on how President Kenyatta takes it from here. Of course, after he's sworn in on Tuesday next week, he has the role of uniting a deeply divided country. This election was particularly very divisive, considering that Raila Odinga moved to court, won a petition against President Kenyatta's first victory, but went ahead to boycott that election, repeat election, and has continued to hold protests across the country, calling for the removal of the Electoral Commission, and even saying that he will not recognize the re-election of Uhuru Kenyatta. On the day that Uhuru Kenyatta was announced winner, he said that he will wait for all the legal challenges that will happen for him now to reach out to his opponents. So a lot of people are hoping that this time Kenyatta will reach out to Odinga, but Odinga insisting that his new party, which has now been called the National Resistance Movement, will continue with a push to have the country continue to not recognize, and his supporters continue not to recognize Uhuru Kenyatta's victory and Uhuru Kenyatta's second-term administration.
All right, so as far as things stand, he will be inaugurated as president next Tuesday.
Yes, President Kenyatta will be inaugurated next Tuesday. We expect that today he will be issuing a statement. We understand that should come in the next 2 hours. And we are waiting to see whether, like he did when the first election was nullified, whether he will go out to the streets to meet his supporters. During the last time, while inside State House, Nairobi, where he delivered the statement, he said that he would respect the decision of the court. He went out to meet his supporters and described the judiciary then and the Supreme Court as made up of crooks. We are yet to hear what he will say. We, of course, expect him to welcome the decision and probably extend an olive branch to his opponents.
All right, Sarah, thank you so much for that. For now, we'll leave it there. Our Sarah Kimani joining us live from Nairobi. We'll take